I have the privilege of talking to Shanker Trivedi from the NVIDIA. Thank you so much for talking to us, sir. It's such a privilege to actually speak with you here. Heard such a fabulous discussion. It was amazing. Tell us about your experience at the TiEcon.
So I've been a TiE Charter member for more than 25 years. And I've been coming to TiEcon Silicon Valley for 22 years since I moved to California. And it's always a wonderful experience to meet all of the startups, the entrepreneurs, the funding ecosystem, the support people like the real estate and the lawyers and so much support infrastructure. And so what's really nice about Silicon Valley is that vibrant startup ecosystem. And TiE, which is the Indus entrepreneurs, is the way that it was at the beginning, is basically one of the topmost conferences for entrepreneurs to come together in that ecosystem.
Love that. No, thank you so much. Today's discussion was fascinating. You talked about the 3 computer problems. You talked about training AI, simulation AI, and physical AI. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So yeah, we believe that one of the key areas for the future is physical AI. And physical AI is manifested in a robot. That robot could be either a software robot or a hardware robot. And so the robot is only one of the computers, because notice the robot needs to be trained. That training happens in the data center. Then the robot, so imagine you've got an autonomous vehicle. The autonomous vehicle is a computer, it moves around, but it needs to be trained with some kind of language model, some kind of movement model, all of the sensors, all of that has to be trained into a big, huge model. Then you have to simulate the autonomous vehicle. And that simulation also happens in the data center in a second type of computer. And that simulation will happen with real data, with synthetic data, and that's to be certified for functional safety. Imagine you're designing a surgical robot. It might need to be certified by the FDA, that it can be now used. So all of this is kind of like generates more computing and ultimately manifested in a physical AI robot.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And that's just one example. I mean, there's so many different examples of, all the different AI models coming together. Like in India, for example, we're using the same full stack, hardware and software to help our government and private companies and startups and corporations develop language-specific and domain-specific models. Now, why is this important? Notice in India, you're Padmanabhan, so you're Tamilian, yes. And everything in the Tamil language is part of your Tamil culture. Now you don't want to now take your language and your culture and your literature, export it to somewhere and then re-import your language model, right? That's not what you want to do. So you want to create a Tamilian model, right? Yes. Through Sarvam or Krutrim or Bhashini and so on, and then take that and then manifest it itself in, e-commerce, shopping, retailing, products, hospitals, etc., etc. So that's a big piece of what you do. And we provide the hardware and the software for you to do that. And notice, I don't need to know Tamil to create it. The computer creates the Tamil. Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing, and that is how the democratization of it happens. I mean, you don't need to be a full-fledged engineer anymore. It could be anyone living in any corner of the world becoming an engineer. And I've been absolutely, there you go. I'm a developer. Didn't know that, did I? I didn't know that, right?
Musician is a developer.
I agree.
Of course, musicians are quite keen on mathematics, but let's say you're a painter, right? The computer will paint things based on your instructions.
And expanding our horizon in terms of its thinking. And I think I've had conversations with Microsoft. I've been reading about NVIDIA. It's just much more than GPU. I mean, you're doing so much more. Tell us more.
Skilling is super important. Okay, so think about it. Now we have a new tool. Just like back in the old days, we had to learn, for example, the internet changed everything, right? We had to learn how to use the internet. We had to learn how to use Google search. We had to learn how to write a web page. Same thing with AI. It's a tool for all of us to use, and we have to all learn this new tool. What is it good at? What is it not good at? How to control it? How to improve it? And then new developments are happening. So we have created this huge body of work called the Deep Learning Institute, and we do course modules. We provision the data, or customer can bring their own data, and we sit in a class. So at TiEcon here, we did 80 people at a Deep Learning Institute, where everyone in this class created an agentic AI using a large language model. And we are going to be in AI Summit in India. We did the same, but tens here we do say 80. In India we do 1,000.
Well, there you go.
Okay, so that's kind of like what we're trying to do. Hundreds of thousands of people need to learn this new skill, and we've created the platform for people to use it and actually just learn how to do AI.
Model as a service being the future, if not now.
Well, I mean, I think that business models will evolve all the time, right? And there'll be new business models.
That's what I was interested.
Just think about it, right?
Revenue sharing.
Before software as a service, just imagine this.
Yeah.
Before software as a service, there was no notion of, billing software as a service. Yeah. Then you say, well, okay, do I pay by the month? Do I pay by the hour? Do I pay by the output? Is it co-termed? Is it long-term? Is it just transactional? All of these are valid business models. Same thing will happen in the AI world, right? Where it'll be an AI as a service. You said model as a service, but think about, AI inferencing as a service. The robot could be a service. The hardware robot is a service, right?
Infinite possibilities.
And you could either buy it or subscribe to it or lease it or, and so business model innovation is going to be quite prolific in the next few years.
I love that. Thank you so much, Shanker, for talking to us. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.